This video is going to be about 5 most common questions that sellers ask me on the calls. Let's dive right into it. So the number one question will be, which metrics do you use when you launch and manage your PPC campaigns, and what is good acos and tacos metrics? So first of all, I usually use balance between profits and revenue when I decide which metrics we should look at, but it really depends on the objective, right? If we're optimizing towards profits, I would look at tacos and margin on the asin level usually, right? If we need to increase the market share and we're expanding the revenue right now, I would look at total sales, organic ranking for non-branded keywords, PPC spend, and metrics like this, right? So it definitely depends on your goal and your current market position. Secondly, what is good acos metrics and what is good tacos metric? There is no good acos metric or good tacos metric, right? Again, it depends on your account. For example, if your product margin is 25%, before ads, you can't afford tacos more than 25%, right? If you spend more than 25% on tacos, you're gonna be losing money on your business overall, right? So there is like the restrictive level of tacos, but generally, I think that currently on Amazon, the average tacos should be between 15 and 20%. But for example, I manage a lot of accounts where tacos is 8%, right? And we're still doing millions in sales. So it's really, it just depends on your account and your economics. When it comes to acos, I honestly believe that acos is more reference metric, just informational metric than tacos, because tacos just dictates you what percentage of sales you spend on your ads, right? It's just the direct expense from your bottom line. When it comes to acos, it's just a relative metric. It's just PPC sales, PPC spend to PPC sales. If your acos is high, but you have very high organic sales, you have good profitability. In a lot of niches, you have to have high acos, like beauty, supplements, basically anything repeatable. You will see acos above 60, 70%, and that's going to be fine, right? So it depends on a lot of factors. I wouldn't say there is like a good acos. So for a lot of sellers who obsess about acos, I would say try to shift your focus from acos to tacos, and then you can really nail profitability for your Amazon ads. So question number 2 is, how often should I change my bids? There are multiple approaches to this issue. I think that there is a lot of automation software that does changes on a daily basis or even hourly adjustments. I have worked with this softwares myself, like Perpetual, for example. I saw the systems in work. I also worked 5 years in the PPC agency, and right now I'm running a PPC department in the Amazon aggregator. I have like my systems and SOPs around this, and based on my experience, I think 7 days is the most optimal period when you need to tweak your bids, but it depends, right? If you have a lot of traffic, if you have high conversion rate account, you might want to dig into your bids more frequently, like let's say every 2 days or every 3 days, right? However, in some accounts, we might give it 10 or 14 days, right? Because we need more time and the niche itself is slow and the product is expensive. So the conversion rates are low. So we just need to give it more data and more time. So it depends, but general rule of thumb is optimize your bids on a weekly basis. The issue number 3 on our list is, how many keywords should I add into campaign? So in the past, I was advising people that as long as you don't have too many keywords, like no more than 15, you should be fine, right? However, recently, I was doing this exercise where I basically was reassessing all the processes and all SOPs that we have internally. And I thought to myself, are there any reasons to add multiple keywords in one campaign? And I thought, to myself, I talked to my team, I talked externally to community, and I realized like there is no beneficial reasons to add multiple keywords in one campaign. So right now, whenever someone asks me how many keywords I should add into campaigns, I say 1. And that's what I've been pushing to do in our brands right now. Any brand that I touch, I immediately suggest that for any new campaigns, you should create single keywords. And yeah, therefore, my advice is add 1 keyword per campaign. The question number 4 on our list is which ad types should I launch for my product? So my advice is the following. Always start with sponsored products. If you have a limited budget, like everyone has limited budget, but we're talking about small budget, like a couple thousand, you're only starting out, focus only on sponsored products, keyword and product targeting, right? That's my advice. So start with sponsored products. If you see traction, if you make money with your ads, if you are growing your sales, you can start thinking about expanding other ad types. But what you shouldn't do is launch a $10 to $15 item, see that sponsored products don't work or have very high acos, and think to yourself, okay, now it's time to launch sponsored brands. No, it's not time to launch sponsored brands. You should reassess your strategy and think about your product more deeply rather than just why my PPC campaigns don't convert. However, in some cases, sponsored brands can work right from the start. And I know for sure one specific case that I have seen over the years, it is higher priced product with lower conversion rates, right? So I've been involved in selling things like, smokeless grills, air fryers, air purifiers, premium hair dryers, like orange juice maker and stuff like that. And so I have seen these products, higher than $100 in price, perform okay on sponsored brands right from the start because they have higher price, the clicks are still kind of cheap, and over time you're able to drive sales, right? This is the only case where I'm suggesting people to launch sponsored brands from the start if you have, more limited budgets than normal. The final question is, what is the best hack for Amazon PPC in 2024? And so I usually say that there are no hacks in this game. Over the last 7 years, I saw, honestly, I think hundreds of ideas in the community about which ad types work better right now, which Amazon changes happen to algorithm and how you should change all of your campaigns and all of your keywords and start doing the sponsored display strategy, right? Like I have seen it a lot of times, right? And what I see more and more is that on Amazon, you win by having a competitive offer and beautiful visual assets that connect with your customer, right? If you successfully done the first part, PPC is an important addition to your overall strategy. However, if this first prerequisite hasn't been fulfilled by you, if you have same price or higher, same product, right? Same for slightly cheaper, that's not a good offer, right? You haven't fulfilled the first part yet, and you will struggle with your ads just like you struggle with everything else in this business, right? It's not foundationally right. You're not competitive in the long term. So the best hack I've seen so far working in 2017 or 2024 is beat your competition on sourcing prices and quality of your images. And then PPC will be much, much easier to figure out.